Welcome to the Crazy Happy Podcast. Thank you for dropping in for your dose of crazy happiness and a quick hit of positivity. Welcome to episode 41. I'm your host, Tanya Vetter of TanyaVetter.com. Today's episode is being brought to you by Women Empowerment Training Institute, empowering women and youth through engagement and exposure. Happy Motivating Monday, guys. I tell you, it seems like it has been a long time since I've talked to you, but I know it hasn't. It just seems like it has. I tell you another thing. I have had one of those weekends and weeks where I've had to play my own podcast episodes over and over and over. And then I've had people also quoting my words back to me. So that was kind of cool. It's been really refreshing to hear some of my students say things to me that they've heard on the podcast, and the feedback I've been getting has been absolutely amazing. So thank you. Today's quote is actually an original quote, and the quote says, "Trust the wings you've been given. Know that they are more than sufficient to carry you." And it's by me. Today's episode's title is Let Go and Fly. Say what? Yes, let go and fly. You know, stress can be a tricky little thing. Often when we get stressed or something is happening and we're not sure of how it's going to turn out, we start to question ourselves, right? And that's why I chose this topic. Of course, anything I share with you, I have probably dealt with it firsthand first or currently going through it. And so what I notice about stress is when it comes, we start to question ourselves and question our abilities. But I noticed something that I started doing this past weekend. What I did was, a part of my meditation was that I went back to the foundation of who I am, right? And so one of the things I found is that the core of who we are has to be stable, right? I'm going to say that again. No matter what we are dealing with, what I found true is that the core of who we are, the foundation of who we are, it has to be stable, because things on the outside are always going to change. So the core of who we are, that part has to be unshakable. And that's what I had to grapple with this weekend. And so I also like to look at it as and consider it an anchor, that one thing that I'm certain of. And so I'm going to ask you, what is the one thing that you are certain of? It's your core belief. Because when times change and when things change, that's going to be what holds you. That's going to be what gives you the ability to let go and to fly. The second thing is, we can't worry about what might be because we'll miss what is. I'm going to say that again. We cannot worry about what might be, because when we do, we miss what is. And that's the beauty of it all. And I found myself falling in the trap of getting caught up into, what might be. And then I just stopped myself and I said, well, wait, I want to enjoy the preparation of it. And so that's what I want to encourage you today. Enjoy the preparation of it. It's part of the letting go. The minute you say, okay, I'm going to enjoy preparing for this, then you are letting go. And you'll be flying soon, right? The third thing that I found is that when I've done something that was difficult and I made it through it, I found that I was even more proud of myself, because the difficulty of it was not negotiated, right? I trusted the wings that I had been given, right? I let go and I flew, right? But for me, this was only possible when I stopped and I recognized that the infinite divine intelligence source, God within me, is doing everything. I'm just merely a vessel that he's using. So that's where my courage to push forward, to let go and fly, it goes back to my foundation. And that's why I mentioned foundation in the beginning and the core of who we are, right? And the last thing is, when you do this, your capacity for doing things that are uncomfortable, your capacity for unfamiliar territory. It enlarges. It's being stretched, right? It propels you to another level. And that's another reason why I just love, I don't like it in the beginning. Now, it's not fun in the beginning because it doesn't feel good. Letting go never feels good. But oh boy, when we get to fly, I tell you, it is the best treat ever. But we'll never know if we don't let go. And I hope this encourages someone today, because let me tell you, letting go is the hardest part. But in alignment, we fly with grace and we fly with ease. I hope this episode has served you well. You guys know what I'm getting ready to ask you. Do you have your dumping ground journal? Why not? Let me tell you, last week, I filled up my dumping ground journal. When you get it online, the cool thing is once you dump those things that don't serve you well out on that dumping page, you can just keep the self-love pages. I don't leave home without this because once I get it out, I'm done with it and I'm ready to move on to self-love. So go to TanyaVetter.com and grab your dumping ground journal. Don't know what it is? Check out episode number 6. If you're part of the Crazy Happy Tribe, you know what I say. Be light, be love, be you. See you tomorrow.